In the United States, we're exposed to the Chinese culture a lot because they are a really high population in the United States, but we didn't really know too much about it. And through this project, we learned more about it and can be more appreciative and we're exposed.
There's a lot of hidden things that none of us knew about the Chinese culture, and we've learned a lot throughout this project. Personally, none of us know anybody who is Chinese or practices the cultural aspects of the Chinese culture.
The country of China is located on the Asian continent, bordering countries such as Mongolia, Pakistan, Vietnam, India, and Nepal. The population in China is the largest in the world, with over 1.3 billion people and over 2 million Chinese immigrants residing all over the United States. The largest populations of the Chinese in the United States are in cities such as New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and San Francisco. The main language of the Chinese is Mandarin, followed by other dialects including the Wu, Yu, and Min. In 2000, there were 1.2 million Chinese people living in the United States. In 2010, the population rose to 1.7 million. In 2015, the population is over 2 million people. The Chinese population is the largest, fastest growing portion of the Asian population in the United States, according to the United States Census Bureau. The members of the Chinese population at greatest risk for poverty are women, children, and elderly. The poverty line is 6.3 yuan, which is equivalent to $1.25 in the United States. The main causes of poverty in China are extreme weather conditions like floods and droughts, poor community infrastructure, including unsafe drinking water and unpaved roads, and the lack of literacy and skills among women, as well as limited financial services. In the mid-20th century, there was an influx of Chinese immigrants into the United States in hope of finding a better life. The immigrants settled into urban areas which would be called Chinatowns across the country. They opened up laundromats, restaurants, and shops in which they were able to maintain their cultural beliefs and live in harmony with one another. The Chinese use many alternative and complementary therapies that target the relationship between health and nature. They use therapies including herbal medications, acupuncture, mox position, and cupping through traditional Chinese medicine practitioners. The purpose of acupuncture is to regulate the flow of qi, which is vital energy, in the blood. Mox position is the process of burning mugwort, which is an herb, to facilitate healing. Cupping is creating an area of local suction to mobilize blood flow to also facilitate healing. These remedies are used to promote holistic healing within nature. The main religions within the Chinese population are Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. The main holiday celebrated in China is the Chinese New Year, which is held on the first day of the first lunar month and lasts 2 weeks. The second major holiday celebrated is the Qingming Festival. It is celebrated on April 4th or 5th, signifying the fact that the days are becoming warm and bright. It is the custom in ancient China for people to go out on this day and sweep the tombs clean of debris in memory of the departed. Another major holiday is the Lantern Festival, which is on the 15th day of the first lunar month. They watch lanterns and fireworks and perform folk dances, such as the lion dance and walking on stilts.
Hi, my name's Nicole, and today I'm reporting live with Erin Wu, a TCM traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. Today we'll be discussing the Chinese culture and the culture's view on health and illness. Welcome, Erin. We're so happy you're here today.
Thanks for having me.
So I have a few questions to ask, but let's start out with you explaining what traditional Chinese medicine is and what you do as a TCM practitioner.
Okay, so Chinese medicine teaches that health is a state of spiritual and physical harmony with nature. TCM practitioner, or traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, or what I am, is a skilled and knowledgeable in traditional Chinese medicine, including herbal medicines, acupuncture, mox position, and cupping. We can identify physical, mental, and spiritual imbalances in the patient and can guide the patient's qi, or energy, back to the normal flow throughout the body.
As a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, how would you define health and illness for your patients?
So the traditional definition of health for the Chinese is that it's a state of spiritual and physical harmony with nature. So the traditional methods of health maintenance rely on prevention of disease rather than treating the disease. So a TCM practitioner is seen as a better practitioner if they keep their patient healthy rather than curing their patient of a disease. We try to advise our patients to avoid pathogenic influences by being aware of nature. When you're aware of like the challenging environment, your body's able to adapt for an all-around balance and harmony, appropriateness, interrelationship, integration, interaction, regulation, and coordination. The Chinese believe that health maintenance is a lifestyle and ensures good health and decreases disease.
So, as a member of the Chinese culture, what is family to you?
So family's huge in the Chinese culture and society, and many aspects of your life involve honoring your elders. So many times when we grow up, we stay close to our family or we stay close to our community. Sometimes we even stay in the same house as the elders. It's all about respecting the elders.
In relation to health and illness, what are some healing traditions that the Chinese culture uses?
So the top 3 healing traditions that we use are acupuncture, cupping, and herbal remedies. So acupuncture is an ancient Chinese practice that you puncture your body to cure disease and relieve pain. So you puncture the body with specific metal needles at points precisely determined for the treatment of a specific symptom. Cupping is a form of alternative medicine where cups are placed on the skin to create suction, and the suction is supposed to promote blood flow and healing of a broad range of medical ailments. And then herbal remedies are just a bunch of herbs that can be used to cure more than 24 ailments. There's a wide variety, wide range, and depending on what you are suffering from, we have specific herbs to give you.
Wow, that's very interesting. So, on a much sadder note, can you explain to us how the Chinese culture deals with death and dying?
So Chinese people believe that the souls of the dead lived in another world. So their graves were where they rested, but their souls lived in the netherworld. Besides grand funerals, they would bury some funeral objects with the dead, so gold, silver, bronze, any pottery, anything precious to them or to the family. And that's why China has so many historical relics hidden underground. And recently, grave robbery has been like a huge deal because of all these relics that have been buried.
So what types of exercise does your culture view as important?
So the main goal of exercise in the Chinese tradition is to loosen and stretch your muscles and promote blood flow. It normally energizes and relaxes and rejuvenates the person, and it's especially important once you reach the age of 40. If you walk through any parks in China, you'll see people from 80 to 90 years old doing these stretches and walking around and being active. It doesn't necessarily mean pumping iron. It just means stretching and relaxing. I can actually show you some techniques now.
Sure. So Erin is actually going to show us how to do some of these exercises. Take it away.
So the first exercise is for your back and your legs. So you want to squat and put your hands behind your knees and curl your neck in like this. Do you feel that?
I feel it.
Excellent.
So Erin, does the Chinese culture have a basic general diet that they follow? And if so, can you elaborate on that?
So a lot of the Chinese culture believe in fresh foods. So fresh meats, fresh fish, fruits, vegetables, grains. We believe that bringing food and good food and fresh food is bringing harmony and closeness to our friends and our family. We never really eat canned or frozen food. Everything's very fresh. We go to the markets every day, our local markets. We're more concerned with the food's texture and the flavor rather than nutrition. And by doing this, we end up having a very healthy diet. We don't really drink large amounts of dairy products, so we get a lot of our protein and calcium through tofu and through soy milk. We don't do a lot of deep fried cooking, even though in America, a lot of our Chinese food is very deep fried. And the reason for that is because we try to westernize our food and try to make our taste what you guys like to taste. Another huge thing for our diet is that we don't really waste any part of the animal when we do eat meat. The Chinese also believes in the yi xing bu xing, and that is using any shape or part of the animal that's the same part of the human body. It will replenish and strengthen it. So for example, liver. If you eat liver, your own liver will be strengthened. We also believe in yin and yang for our food. So yin is cool foods, and a lot of people from southern China eat these foods because it's really hot, the climate. And then the yang foods are the hot foods. So a lot of people from northern China eat this because it is colder there.
Erin, thank you so much for coming in and having this interview with me. I've really learned so much about the Chinese culture. I appreciate everything you've done, and we hope to see you soon.
Thanks for having me. I love talking about it.